there, welcome back for day 3 of your micro training on the self-confidence formula. And this day is going deeper into the idea that your desire is naturally meant for you. So that's the bullet head for today, the third step in the self-confidence formula. What I desire is naturally meant for me. So I'll read it to you. I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object behind it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence, reminding myself that what I desire is naturally meant for me. So this kind of combines the first two steps. So I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object behind it. So again, on day 2 yesterday, I talked about this dominating thought. Whatever dominating thought I have is going to be manifested. So the same idea here. Any desire that I hold in my mind will seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object behind it. So, and this idea of autosuggestion. So let me just explain how I interpret these things. And remember, Think and Grow Rich was written over 100 years ago. So some of the language is a little bit different than how we might use things today. So these are my interpretations and how I use them today in the self-confidence formula, which I repeat to myself every day as part of my morning routine. So autosuggestion is something that you can do to kind of get into your subconscious mind, not the conscious thoughts, but into the subconscious thoughts where you might have beliefs that you're not necessarily aware of that are creating habits and behaviors that are not getting you to your goal. So this is the process of flipping some of those, creating new thoughts in your subconscious mind. And I believe it was Bob Proctor who was talking about the way to change behavior. And he said there's 2 ways to change behavior. The first way is through a very large emotional event. So something can be very positive, it can be very negative. Like let's say something very positive, perhaps the birth of a child would cause you to say right then and there, I'm never smoking again. I'm going to maintain good health. I'm not going to smoke around my child. So through a big emotional event, you're able to make this change in habit, this change in belief, this change in your behavior. So one way is through a big emotional event. The second way is through reconditioning or conditioning. So conditioning your mind to think a new thought. So if you want to, I'm using smoking now since I've started with that example. You want to quit smoking. You don't have this big emotional event. And so every day you do an action, an activity, say something to yourself that will recondition your mind. And in reconditioning your mind, recondition your behavior. And in reconditioning your behavior, recondition your outcomes, your results. So this idea of autosuggestion is this, in my interpretation, it's reconditioning the thoughts. So I know through the process of reconditioning my thoughts that any desire I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object behind it. Again, thoughts become things. So what I think is what will be created through my behaviors, through how I interact with other people, through if you understand the law of attraction, how I attract things to me. It's based on how I think. And so if I need to change thoughts, then I need to recondition my mind. I do it through this process of autosuggestion, telling myself over and over, again and again, minute by minute, day by day, what these thoughts need to be, what these beliefs need to be for me to be the person I need to be to get the result I desire to get. So therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence, reminding myself what I desire is naturally meant for me. So in order to stay focused on this autosuggestion practice, reconditioning my thoughts, conditioning my thoughts to this new way of thinking to be the person I need to be to get the results I want to get, then I will spend 10 minutes every day reminding myself of this development of self-confidence. Okay, let me say this better. I will spend 10 minutes every day working on self-confidence. And remember, self-confidence is not believing in our own power necessarily, but self-confidence is the idea that what we desire is meant for us. We've been given our desires for a purpose. And so in reminding ourselves that we are given our desires for a purpose, we can also begin to open the pathways for these thoughts to come in, these what does he say? Autosuggestion thoughts to come in and start to do the work of transforming the thoughts, the behaviors, and the results. Okay, so that's day 3. Reminding myself what I desire is naturally meant for me, and promising to spend at least 10 minutes every day with this process of autosuggestion, getting these thoughts into my mind. Now, I do this through affirmations. So here are my affirmations. And I am going to give you a copy of this so that you can put your affirmations in here too. So somewhere in here, I think on day 1, 2, I gave you a link to get a copy of this. So I will put that in there again, somewhere in the vicinity of this video. So anyway, that's day 3. I hope that was clear. If it was not clear, I'm happy to answer questions. If you had any insights, if you had any shifts, if you would like any support about how to create affirmations that are going to help you in this autosuggestion process, if you need any support thinking about, these desires are meant for me, whatever it is, I'm so happy to answer here in the comments. So that is day 3. I'll be back tomorrow for day 4. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you, what you got from this training. And with that, I will wish you much love, and I will check in with you tomorrow.